Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. I'm so dizzy I can't stop. I know I need help.
Stevie Ballard.
Somebody help me. I've been drinking all night.
Remember this tune, man?
I've done things I shouldn't have done. I did the same things last week. Why do I always be me? This is some crazy behavior. Crazy behavior.
Just one more outing for old time's sake with this tune. Although it's the second time I've heard it. Thanks to decent background music though, innit? I don't know whether it's really quiz music, but keep getting copyrighted, man. Don't play anything. Might be a quiet one here, you know. I know Al was a bit late for Al. I think he wanted a quiz this afternoon because been scarving all day, like, been on YouTube all day. Big up, Nos. Are we doing, Norris? Are you watching the boxing, my mate? It's a bit weird, isn't it, that the Saudi boxing, mate? I put it on. It was on YouTube. The undercard, but it was like wasn't even the undercard. It was like preliminaries. They call it now or something. Don't know. They know the few 6-rounders and that. Tyson Fury's younger brother, Roman Fury, that went 4 rounds. But yeah, the main that's just it's already been on for about 2 hours, hasn't it? I think there's been 3 or 4 fights, and I've watched them all as well. But the main card hasn't even started yet. They know how to do it, like, don't they? You know what, Nozzer? I don't know much about. I've only just started watching the UFC, so but just looking at Ngannou, for that fight, Ngannou, well, he put Tyson Fury on his ass, didn't he? So he's got the power. So no, I don't think AJ. I think AJ's best days are behind him, aren't they? But yeah, they all saying that should be the main fight. That one, like, I've seen that Parker. He's been about for quite a while, hasn't he? But I haven't seen much of the other fella. Is he that massive Chinese bloke or something? He's like a freak of nature. Or seen you dotting about in a few chats, and I was like, this is a quiz tonight. Whether anyone turns up, like, I don't know. Got it already, like, but weird though, isn't it? The heavyweights, you know, you've got 2 types of heavyweights, haven't you? You've got your Anthony Joshua's who were ripped, and then you've got your like Tyson Fury's who were just big and lanky. I mean, did you see his brother, Norris? I mean, how much that could have just been Tyson Fury like 10, 20 years ago. 10 years ago. Exactly the same style of boxing. Decent little live by Zeus today as well. I've managed to catch all that as well. And he was actually what's the word? Conversing with his chat. Just crazy behaviour. Well, we got a few tunes off him and that. Yeah, there's a possibility, Norris. This might just turn into chat this while I'm watching the boxing or Jim Smith. You know what I mean? We need usually 20 would be good for a quiz, but I know mate Jim Smith's on, and I have just I set this up before Jim Smith, but it's just the way it is, isn't it? The way it is, man. But I am going to do it if there's enough people, yeah. If not, we'll just watch Jim and do a little bit of a review. Watch the boxing. On DAZN, isn't it? Jim Smith sounds like he's in a funny mood anyway tonight. Oh, and he's got Deco on there. Oh yeah, just forgot there. He left Deco in the back for about 20 minutes. I told you the other day, it's 22 minutes, Jim's response time. Gaff's on fire lately, I think that's to be said. Proper funny in mate. I don't know why John Smith was going in on Deco. Don't know if anyone else seen that last week. I don't know. Deco sound. Yes, Tank, my mate. Dead in here tonight, Tank. Couple of good lives on though, you know what I mean? Tank's just started coming in here, man. He loved the live from the match the other night. You know, when I was asking you, Tank, if you could see if the picture was any good, it's because the phone I've got is ancient, mate. Camera on it's crap. So it was a little bit blurry for me, so I was thinking anyone watching it on the stream would be able to see anything. But it wasn't that bad. Yeah, that's what I've got on in my background here. This was supposed to be a quiz Tank, and normally there is like at least 15, 20 people. But people can't people probably can't be asked on Friday, you know what I mean? Which is understandable, really. Yeah, it would have been a lot better. That would have been a lot better, Tank, if it had a decent camera with a bit of like zoom on it. Because it's annoying. I know it's annoying when I'm watching somebody's live and the camera's like keeps. Well, it's not perfect, if you know what I mean. Could be a lot better. I do need to invest in a new phone now. It's mad. I've just been on about it there, Tank, saying how long is that show though? on the when the first fight was about 2 hours ago. There was about 50 people in the stadium, and they've only just finished them like preliminaries. Now it's going on to like the main card. Yeah, I've seen that one as well. Yeah, you see that the first Saudi one as well. First Saudi pro boxer. Can you believe that? Saudis have never had a pro boxer, so he's like their golden boy, and he yes, Mick. How we doing, Mick? Don't think this quiz is going to go ahead, Mick, but I'll stay on and just have a bit of banter with you. Just while I've got Jim Smith on, the Jim's hogging all the he's hogging all the big hitters. See, wait till I see PP because he is the holder. The current holder should be the first one in, really. So I'm gonna have to have a word with him, like. And there's a few other pilgrims in there who normally. We'll sort that out. I'll just take the Gadgie status off them. It's been a bit nuts this week, like here, hasn't it, really? Where else do you watch, like, Tank? Where else have I seen you over here? Do you go in flavours? Because I think people will be getting you mixed with a name like that. They'll be getting you mixed up with that Tank. I never watched him. I know he wore a mask and all that, or like a scarf around his face or whatever. And I know he ranted about Decker, but that's all I know. Like, Jodo, if we don't do it like in the next 10 minutes, right? If you're stopping in, I will randomly ask you questions that I was going to ask. So you will get the quiz to yourself, mate. I'll just fire random ones in, you know what I mean? So Flavors hate you, and you hate Art Hostage. Well, how does that work out? You should like Flavors then, because he hates Art Hostage, doesn't he? Art Sausage. I never. It's you know what, Randy, mate, my mate Baz. Like honestly, we do need about 15, 20 people in, like, to make it competitive. You know what I mean? Wouldn't care being up all day and all night, like thinking of these questions as well. You know what I mean? This is the thanks you get, me and Randy. But Randy, yeah, we've still yet to meet the current last year's champion, Bazza. I think Johnny Briggs as well. Pick up the Johnny Briggs. So I think Johnny, that was his first live from the Borough match the other night, and so he doesn't know, unless he's been watching for a while now. I've noticed, but I don't think so. Yeah, man, we're up against it tonight. I normally do this quiz, Johnny, right, once a week or something. It used to be quite popular, and that was good laugh. But I've only just started doing them again. It's only the second one, and like, doesn't seem like anyone's fancies it on a Friday, to be honest. Sort of makes it a bit easier for me, like, 'cause it's hard work, you know. And I would never have got that as either, mate. Ooh, is that the game tonight, is it? Is Leeds at home, or if Leeds are at home, I think we'll win. But if they're at Chef Wed, I go for a draw. I love me draws at the minute. Like I might have. I think I've done quite well. I had a cracking week last week, Randy. I don't know if you are to draw then. Draw that, Randy. I don't know if you see my community post where I had a few decent bets up, which is really unlike me. Honestly, I was on like a streak, but what's more impressive is that I took all the money out of the account and I haven't had a bet since like 5 days ago, I think it was. So quite proud of myself there. Actually took some off the bookies. I know, but it's this time of the season. There's the start of the season where they all try hard. Every game at the start of the season, it's like an FA Cup final. In the first few weeks, you want to get off to a good start, and then they fade out a little bit in the middle. But these last few games now, there's only a handful of games left. This is where they've got to start fighting for every point. 1-1 draw, that one. Possible 2-2, but definitely a draw. You'd probably get 2-1 for the draw and that. I'll tell you anyway. Bloody hell. 4.2 for the draw, is that? Can't be 4. Sheffield Wednesday can't be 5.5 to 1 to win at home. I don't know what. Well, that's fair. Sheffield Wednesday have won the last 4 games, haven't they? What does that mean? Ooh, that's a naughty bet, that. Like, I wouldn't be able to concentrate on the match. I'd be worried about me bet. It's like when Darrell Adams started, I was telling me how he does all that spread betting. You know, where like there's going to be so many corners and someone's going to make 2 tackles. But he had all these bets going on. I was like, fuck that. Like, not a chance, mate. Paul C. Paul, if you speak to Torbs, mate, meant to tell him early on. He said he couldn't write in the chat last week in here, but he's not. He hasn't. He's not on no block list or anything. Tell him. He said he couldn't type, but I know he's got his hands full with them 10 puppies, like, hasn't he? 10 little 10 little Belgian Mallies. 10. I don't know how. It's unbelievable, man, that you fit 10 little puppies in that dog's belly, man. Unbelievable. Oh, just this, the old sportsman's bet, the old smack in the mouth bet. Used to have them at school, smack in the mouth bet. Oh, Jim's got Peter Mellon on now. Peter Mellon, Jalise, Cindy, and Garth. Who's he having to go at? Are you like Peter? Bit late, like Nosto. You've already missed 3 rounds. Randy's getting beat. Mick Johnson's got the first 10 right. Randy's just been off the boil, like. But Mick's absolutely flying, like. The last question he got right was, could you spell Bob backwards? Honestly, man, I couldn't believe it. Straight in he was. Yeah, I think Peter Bell's just jumped on there, Jim's, and had to pop a calf. You can't have a pop a calf, can you? I like Gaff, me. Is anyone like Gaff? Despite, like, I don't know whether I like him because of what he has gone through and that, or whether I just like him despite all that, you know what I mean? It just makes me laugh. See Fighting Irish jumping in more chats, like. Seen him in a few chats today, like. Trying to think who we, Randy, don't you watch much now then, mate? I haven't seen you for ages, bro. But it was weird because that the other week when you came in, Stallone Roses came in. They hadn't seen them for ages either. And I don't know, it's like we lost touch with all the Scottish. Phil Grabe, I think Phil Grabe's having a break. He's had enough, I think. I don't know, can you say that? I think it's quite good, you know, when there is, right, a function on here where you can share somebody's live. You know, you can watch somebody's live while you're live. And I think it's quite good because there might be people in one chat that you don't really get on with or bounce off, you know what I mean? But you want to listen to the live, you know what I mean? Basically, Nick and Jim content because can't be because nobody turned up for the quiz. Well, cheers for that, Jim. Give him a bottle of Bacardi or something. Johnny,
somebody pisses me off. That's it.
I don't know. I mean, let's face it, Joshua, he's past his best, isn't he? His best days are behind him, I would have thought. But don't get it wrong, barring a few bad nights for him, he's made it to the top, and he's an Olympic gold medalist. You know, Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis was an Olympic gold medalist, heavyweight. So you don't just beat them. You have to be good. And then Ngannou only had one professional, well, not even professional, and that was against Tyson Fury. But come on, Joshua should be taking him out. Like, should be boxing his lungs off. Bit of bob and weave in it. But the fight before, I don't know. I've seen that Joseph Parker, but I think there's a bit more riding on that one in there. I don't know this other bloke, this Zeng bloke. I'd have to have a look at the top 10. The top 10 in the heavyweights, I probably wouldn't recognise half of them. Where are you from anyway, Johnny? Are you a Geordie or? I might have got that wrong, but you only have to tell us one side and I'll remember. But like I see one of our members, he doesn't do sport, he does, he does. He likes netball and rounders, I think he said was his best. Big on the rounders. Big up the ice chain there in the green. Yeah, this fella's the one to ask. He likes his boxing, but so is this Zeng bloke? Is he like the freak? Is he like absolutely huge? Sorry, mate. Ping pong. He likes to play ping pong. Ping pong with Ting Tong. And he likes the Wu-Tang Clan. Was that Gravel Pit, Wu-Tang Clan? That's quite funny, that, like. I think you can be funny when you want to be, you know, Ice. You can be. In fact, how long is that show on, though? The DAZN show? It sounds like the whole of boxing is just going to move to Saudi now, innit? It's like, it's just, didn't take them long, did it? Didn't take the Saudis, mate. They're moving in on everything, man. They're moving in on all the tours. They're trying to get into the golf to start a whole new tour off, but they have to get so many players. Ice Chain Pure Snitch. See, that's all right as well, isn't it? Ice Chain Pure Snitch. Ain't nobody fuck with the woo. Did you say where you were from, Johnny? Or did I miss it, or did you not want to say, mate? Oh, Glasgow, yeah, man. Glasgow, so whose accent Johnny's like then? Because I know now on here. I know Fife. I know Fife is on the west, isn't it? Fife in the west. And I know Ayrshire and Troon is on the west coast, isn't it? Sorry, east. Sorry, that's on the west. Troon is definitely on the west, and I think Fife is on the other side. That's about all I know, really. Jim Smith's from Bathgate, wherever that is. Morrison's lives in his little sleeping bag outside Morrison's, cap in hand. Nice one, Paul. If you see Tobbs, mate, tell him he's not blocked. He's not blocked. Peter, what's happening, Peter? So if anyone's coming for the quiz, right, it has like been officially postponed. It hasn't cancelled. It's postponed because obviously it was hoping to get it like a few more in, but. Ross, have you been taking any money for the bookies this week? Oh, I've been dead good, you know. I took all my winnings out, right? Couldn't believe it. Withdrew all my winnings, right, on 365, Bet365. And the last time I took some money out of one of them accounts, right, you had to wait 5 days. That's how long ago it was. Years and years since I've withdrew anything. So I pressed the withdraw button and an hour later it was in my bank. I couldn't believe it. And I haven't had I might have had a couple of, I had a fiver bet the other night at the Borough match. That was it. You know what I mean? He was up all night thinking of that. What you on about? Took me about 6 months to realise who it was. So I think it was quite a very good cryptic, really. There's a name for it in there, that word. Is it a palindrome? That was going to be one of my questions, I think. Is it a palindrome where it's spelt the same backwards?
Yeah.
I did see some examples of them words, and there's some mad ones, you know. I probably still wouldn't have known if I wasn't told, like, to be honest. It's like, gee, cartoon head. Cartoon head. Oh, yeah, I see, man. You've got to admit that's funny. I know I used to be good at crosswords as well, you know. That's I used to I did the Times crossword, right? I did the Times crossword, got it down to like 10 minutes. The TV Times, that is, not the Times newspaper, TV Times. Usually about 12, 13 minutes, but 10 minutes is my record. Like. Yeah, seen this geezer flying about as well. Give this geezer a sub, yeah. I think he's all right, David, lad. I've seen you in Flavours yesterday. I had to look at your channel. I subbed to you as well, mate. So keep an eye on David, see what David's going to offer. Like, he is obviously he's a Celtic, and I have a feeling, I don't know, so we've got his Celtic, and I think Johnny, what colour are you? Are you wearing green socks, or because it gets a bit mad up there, doesn't it? You know, the Rangers and the Celtic fans, like, you'll never see a Celtic fan wearing like blue. Is that right? Yeah, man. 1-2 Blackout Crew coming for you. Who was that fella who was on Flavours yesterday? Jesus Christ. So this fella, did anyone watch him? He was on Flavours for hours yesterday, yeah? And he just kept nicking off for like a couple of minutes and coming back and like absolutely hyper, you know what I mean? And this same fella was on, I think it was Julian's about 2 or 3 weeks ago on a weekend, about 3 o'clock in the morning, with his camera on in his kitchen, smashing like a tin of baked beans off the back of his hand. Seriously. It was just crazy. All his hands were bleeding and that. Then he got a knife out. No lie, he got a knife out and done the thing, you know, where you spread your fingers and thrown the knife in between his fingers, you know, like in the circus. And this same fella is on Flavours' panel, just there for hours and hours yesterday, just talking cat. Sure, Flavours knew who it was, like. Pabs Dabs or something. But on the screen it was 0161 Don or something. How many millions, thousand subs has Cindy got a day? That do you know? She was on 7.6, I think it was.
I think it is Jim. Look, Ella, back.
Oh, wait till I see it. Tell you, he's following the numbers, LR. He'll probably come over here now.
Yeah. And then send it. I'll send mine. Send my YouTube one.
Got no chance of that one. Like, I haven't got time for that. To try and work that one out. I'll write it down and I'll scribble it down. Work on it. Yeah, Julie's. It's got to be queen of the mods at the minute. Like, it has to be said. Very, very thorough and professional. So he's LR Raver's boyfriend. Crinkle's flying about though, ain't he? Mad Crinkle, man. That AI shit. I think it's gone too far already, mate, as far as YouTube is concerned. I think need to just get a shot of that. You won't have a clue who you're talking to. You got the old Nike Wally Waffles, like. Remember them, mate? Nike Wally Waffle. I think Ace had Pony Linebacker on there. Pony Linebackers. Oh, what happened, Mick? How did I see? You know what? I was watching. I missed that bit though, but I just woke up and I was watching it, and I don't know what's happened, but it went off. Is that what happened? Because he's been doing that horrible gore bombing thing. And the first time I seen that, I'll be honest, I didn't know what was going on. Like, as soon as your eyes register like the picture and what's happening, it's gone. But it was some weird, just weird. You couldn't describe it, but apparently that's what he was using last night. But I know Tunes left it on for too long. The bad thing about Tunes is that Tunes had let him on, hadn't he, for ages, and he still did it with him. It's all about what crepes you wear, you know what I mean? What crepes, you know what crepes are, man. Looking at a man's crepes, every man looks at a man's crepes. You tell a lot about a man's crepes. Oh, Jerry Helmet's about. Oh, I hope he doesn't come in here and say I'm not even live. Right, Jerry Helmet, yeah. So we all know who he is, don't we? So I had it. He's always out on a Friday night. He's always out on a Friday night, yeah, Jerry. And I think he's saying that he's got this, you know, he's getting a swim pool built. He's a Bitcoin millionaire. But, oh, he's a nightmare on the panel. Like, we're not. He wasn't that bad with me because I kept him talking and that, and we did have a little bit in common. But what it was with me, I had to take everything he was telling me. I had to sort of believe him. I couldn't, even though everyone in the chat was saying it's full of shit. But I bet you he jumps on the panel here. It's just, don't know, he's hard work. You've got to You've got to work doubly hard. But he just jumped into Jim Smith chat there. He's a strange one though, because he's been about for years, but you very rarely see him like through the week until it comes to Friday night. Must be his chill out, getting pissed or whatever night, or bag of sniff night or something. And he making something about him, isn't there? He's like, yeah. I bet you he jumps on here. He started writing in the chat now. He's saying he's telling somebody in the chat must have said jump on, and he said, "Oh, I'm quite happy listening here." Yeah, but I think when he come in here, I think he was pissed to fart, so he probably won't even. But I've seen him on a few other panels. He was on Incognito's. Cognito kicked him off. Coggo kicked him off. I was laughing, you know. Yeah, when I catch up with PP, like he'll be getting it as the quiz champion, defending quiz champion. Not only has he not turned up to defend his crown, yeah, he's blatantly jumped in Jim's chat. And he'll probably jump on the panel, you know, which will be the ultimate disrespect, isn't it? Really, I might have to take that. I might have to wipe him off the Hall of Fame there. Like, stop bigging him up for last week. It's disgraceful. Alright, you can get banned for writing LMFAO, you know that, don't you? Just about getting away with lols. That's why I can't have Benny in here, because he spams the chat with PMSLF. PMSLF, loads of laughing faces and that. Try to tell me it was either copy and paste, or it was like predictive, and he tried to tell me that it was putting it on like automatically at the end of all these things. I was like, no, don't believe you there. Like, it's just a blatant lie, that, because I've seen him do ones without it. But there'll always be loads of laughy faces after Benny. Like, honest, one of my pet hates. Jim has got a few good things. This dating agency thing, I mean, he's dragged it out a bit now, but it was quite funny at the time. But been a bit of a turbulent week for Jim, like. But I think he's enjoyed it now. Looking that way, mate. Looking that way, but you have to be on the ball, because I could just drop a question in at any time. You'd like to be on the ball, you know what I mean? I was going to say, if you go to the toilet and you've got headphones in, can you remember what I did the other week? I had a earpiece in and went to the toilet, man. It was the longest slap ever, and it was all like everyone could hear it perfectly, because I didn't realise I had a microphone on me earpiece thing. Oh, it's pretty strict, you know, YouTube. When you hear of what you can get away with on the other ones, that Rumble, I mean, it's never going to be as big as YouTube, but I don't think anything is, but yeah, just making it a little bit. It's hard work, isn't it? Like, and this, love to know how the reporting system works, you know, and like, you know, when you they're all about mass reporting. So how many is a mass report? Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, it's like the porn bombing thing. It's just weird that you should, if you get porn bombed, right, you should have to have edited it out within an hour or something, because and they should look at what it is without just putting the same like porn label where it might be in a flash for like 2 seconds, and is that so that's getting treated the same as, say, somebody who's just playing porn on the channel? You know what I mean? It's all coming under the same thing, and they're just blocking your video or giving you a strike or whatever. It's ridiculous. Too easy, man. Right, that's how it's gone for a little bit. Honestly, I don't know why he does it. Like, it's pure weird. You know, he's happy. He's quite happy doing that, which is just strange behavior. You know what I mean? It's just strange behavior, bro. You guarantee he'll just come back now and just write something like dodgy or say he's got grasses up or something. Don't get it, man. World's gone mental. But apparently, what is it? Which platform? I think it's Twitter, where you can just say and put what you want up and anything, absolutely anything on Twitter. Tell you what, having this 20/20 vision's doing my head in, right? I need some bifocals. Because if I'm looking at my phone, I can see it crystal clear, but when I go to look at the telly, which is like 6 feet away, it's all blurry with my glasses, so I have to keep looking down, you know. Is that what bifocals are? Like half split, aren't they? Like a split, halvey. I had a bit of a relief earlier on, you know, when you just get a little buzz, like. So I'd seen something on YouTube today, somebody saying that remember the clocks go back this weekend, you know. I was like, oh, I can't believe it, because I'm working Saturday night, right? So some unlucky shift every year has to work 13 hours, right? You know, I've got away with it for the last few years. So today when I seen that, I was like, oh, I've been like proper ruined a few hours of my day, you know, just thinking, imagine 13 hours, right? And then I was talking to my dad and I said, oh, the clocks go back this weekend. And he went, no, it's not this weekend. 3 weeks' time. I was like, get in. So I was buzzing at that, right? And then he said, oh, and they don't go back anywhere, they go forward. I was like, oh, it's better if I'm sure I'm working night shift. Sure, it's my last night shift. And the clocks go forward, so we only do like 11 hours. So it was like a double bonus. That's if my dad's right, like. You get banjo. But yeah, little things there. Did you see it as well, Mick? It might have been a post or it was a quote or something, wasn't it? It was a quote on somebody's post about. I'd actually seen it before. It said something like, when the clocks go back, let's go back to a time when, when we were all better off or something like that. Something like that. Yeah, Deco's sort of slid into this bit now, hasn't he? I know Jim's Scottish, so there'll always be like an affiliation there, or fellow Scot. Let's face it, how many's in Jim's now? 97, decent. Got two headlamps on there, like Jim's a headlamp and Deco's a headlamp. Still haven't got the bottom of that. Have you never watched him? Seriously, mate, why? Have you heard about him? No, you know what, Mick? I mean, we like the same things. I think it's very similar, like, of who we like on here. I like Jim. He's funny, he is funny. I think his lives, he's done a few 8-hour ones, I think, when you move it past 4 hours and that. Oh, it's hard to keep it up. But what's changed on Jim's is on his last few, he hasn't even mentioned his 3 favourite people. Well, there's a handful of people. He hasn't even mentioned them, but I think that's because Jalise is there. She's keeping the topic on away from that, So if you left it at Jim, he'd just be ripping into everyone. He's got the hump with Monk, hasn't he, at the minute? I didn't even see that one. I didn't know there was any beef there. Didn't know there was any, well, not beef, but I just didn't know that they didn't really like each other. Same with Yeti. But I think Yeti's alright with Monk now. But Jim and Monk was something else, like. Yeah, Zeus has been on today. He was live early on today. Have you not subbed to him like that? Still about Jim. Yeah, man, he was still all mates with Jim, like. He's another one who's had a quite a long break. He got involved in a lot of shit on here, speaking his mind, and he had a little break. But he is still about, like. He did a good little live today. We were all in there. I'm sure we'll remember you. You might remember him as No Comment. Remember No Comment, Randy? No Comment was a classic. Well, that was Zeus. He's in Southampton now. But he's a Scouser, but he's lived in Southampton for a long time now. Yeah, did you see that fire at the right by the Saint ground? Called the game off the other night. Seen a bit of it on the news. Jesus, that was some thick black smoke. That, like, right next to the ground, wasn't it? But Mick, I don't know, mate. I don't know if I think you'd like Jim, but you'd probably think he goes on a bit too much. Plus, I don't want the blame for you watching it and kicking off and that, or getting involved, thinking, oh, they're watching this shit. Are you down there, are you? I don't think he knows that. Like, I stop being an absolute wally. Why are you being a wally, mate? You know what I took on Danny G this week, man? I heard me say on Danny G. So I'm not really bothered on it anymore, you know what I mean? Like, oh well, yeah, the fire. Well, you must be near him though, because I'm not saying Southampton's a small place, like, but you never know. You could, you could be a stone's throw away. But I couldn't remember. I thought you were up Scotland, you know, for some reason. Don't know why. So I wonder who's next on the home bombing. You reckon? What you do, mate? Okay. Yes, 420. What is happening, brother? What's going on, man? What's happening? The 420's going on Jimmy again, aren't you, mate? Yeah, so we'll have Ice Chain come back any minute with, well, God knows what he's going to say, like, but nah, I just don't get it why he's being do. You know what I mean? Doesn't he know I've got 420 as a mate, and you don't want 420 as an enemy like that, so you'll be a lot more famous than you'll ever be. Oh yeah, man, you've been so you were painting the radiator, weren't you, fella? I mean, I know what they're like, mate. Painting the radiator, go off for years and years, right? I always glossed them when they were cold, but then put the heat on. Or the other way around, did it. Always thought that was the way to do it, but it isn't, is it? You always do it when it's cold, man. But I actually used to like painting, glossing. Don't know if you've got a gloss, man. It's all about the preparation, eh? with all the preparation. Oh, Jimmy boy. I've seen him on a few panels. When your name gets mentioned, he goes, "I warned him." You know, he keeps putting videos up of. It's not me, but I know the fella. You saw the fella. The Thai Life only had about 10 subs anyway, didn't he? So he only had a handful of subs. See, that's quite that. See, that is not too bad. That's quite witty. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Did that? Because that's your new saying, right? So did that come naturally, that, or did you have to work on that one? Yeah, the low keys had the low key one. He tortured the life out of that low key job thing, like, didn't he? Called my quiz generic ass quiz last week. Oh, another generic ass quiz. I wouldn't care. Generics is an alright word. It's a decent word, like generic. What did you get called? Did you get called, Randy? Same as us. So there's a few big fights on this weekend, isn't there? Buffalo Bill, Barnsley Bill. I haven't, you know what? It's like I think it's because I don't really go, and well, very rare go in Tunes' chat. Just can't be asked with it, but I will watch. And Barnsley Bill obviously spends a lot of time on his panel, and for a few hours for the last few times Barnsley Bill's been on, been ripping him and his dog. Have you seen the avatar of his dog with a hat on? It's funny as. So we've just been ripping that, but I don't know. I sort of feel like I want to introduce myself to Barnsley because that's quite kind of like him, you know what I mean? It's quite funny. If you watch him in the chats, he does write some funny stuff. That's all you need, isn't it? Getting high off that, like. All them energy drinks, about 50 energy drink cans on the floor. Now. Bad for you, that stuff, mate. It's like you're just fighting one, and you're having a joint, like coke, you're having a joint to chill out, and then you're having washing it down with a can of Red Bull. You know what it is though? You know what it is though, 420? You get 24 hours, don't you? You get 24 hours warning to take it down. Well, everyone watches it anyway in the first 24 hours, don't they? So if you're not getting punished for it, like punished badly, you're just getting told to take it down. I reckon you must get warnings though, you know what I mean? You couldn't keep on doing that because you still basically get 24 hours to put what you want out, aren't you? There'll be a penalty at some point. But I went to that YouTube school. Have you been to that photo? Where you have to, if you get a strike, if you answer these 4 questions, which are dead simple, about copyright, if you answer the 4 questions, your strike will come off in 60 days. And normally I wouldn't have seen that, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have seen it. And I would have just took the strike, but probably coming off anyway in a few. Yeah, I didn't want to mention it to anyone, right? Because I hadn't heard anyone say it. Must have just been a new thing. Must have just been a new thing. That they've done, you know, because it is good. Like it's like when you get a driving, it's like when you get a speeding ticket in it, and you can go to do that daft car. It's a good idea. So everyone's a winner in it. They're still making money out of it. Yeah, you know what? I'm getting right. I don't know how this has worked, but I still get like if I go on my Gmail, which I don't very often, right? It has every notification that you get on YouTube, right? And now and again there'll be like not so much now because I've learned my lesson, but I used to get copyrighted all the time. Not strikes, just then, you know, daft warnings. But I used to, so I just stopped looking at them. It was only the other week when I looked, and that's when it said a strike, and then it said you've only got one more. I was like, oh, great. It is, man. Honestly, I took a good like 10 minutes on each question. I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I had a bit of a dab on, like, you know what I mean? I was all right at school, mate. Like, well, saying that, I did about 6, 7 GCSEs, but I never even went to like collect my results. I'm not even lying there. I think I was good at English. Who's Wishy's finest anyway? Jim can't get a word in here, like, you know what? Jill kick off now and go, can't get a fucking word in it, Grace. Fucking hell. Oh, Jalees has got now. What? She'll start going up a notch now. They'll start going in on someone, I bet you, within 5 minutes. They'll probably say the same, right? Scousist. Oh, he is a pure Scousist, like. If you Scouse, you get your own community post, man, your own picture and everything. We have to beg for a picture, but if you Scouse, you're automatically qualified for a comedy picture and probably a poll or maybe 2 polls and definitely a few community posts. That's just for being a Scouser. Yeah, look, here is Tony Mason. Isn't it? See, the Scousers, they're here, they're there, they're everywhere. Donald Duck. Donald Duck. Oh, man. That's no credibility there with Donald Duck, mate. Come on, man. Donald Duck. I thought you were graffiti. DC, Marvels. Yep, you've still got to phone a friend, like, but I would save that one because definitely won't need to phone a friend. I don't think. I'll have to start. I'm going to have to open a book for these two here. We'll put some odds on which way this is going to go in the next 5 minutes. And just, I'll tell you, Jim will go in on someone any minute. What's happening anyway, Tony? I haven't seen you for a bit. Was it Flavors? You missed me. Obviously, being Britain Leslie, like she's been getting the brunt of it, like Les. I think it was in Flavors anyway, but a few people who I haven't seen for a while, like yes, Peggy. Didn't do the quiz tonight, Peggy, because PP of all people, being the current holder, decided we wouldn't turn up. So we're just watching Jim Smiths and doing a like my favorite demon, you know, where you just pull them up and everything. Yeah, man, they've still got that channel, Randy. They've still got that girls' channel, mate. Although so Lindsay's has had a few co-hosts like over the last few years, but yeah, they haven't done them for a while. Like, but yeah, they do. They will just do a random live, and they do stay up. I've seen them do all nighters and that on there. They still make them shuffling and all everything. Pull up to my bumper, baby, in a big fat limousine. Pull up to my bumper, baby. Do 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 do, baby back. Remember that Rocky, first Rocky film. He's taking some heavy fire ice. Like he needs to take a bit of cover there. Like he might have to pull the felt. He might have to pull the felt tip out here. Yeah, the first one where he's going down the street. You know, Rocky's going down the street in his leather jacket in the first one, and he's going jogging. Yeah, he's going jogging at 5 o'clock in the morning or something, or in the night, and there's them gadgets round a bin, you know, a bit of fire that's in like a dustbin on the corner of the street, and they're singing this song, do 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 do, baby back, and then Rocky starts singing with them, man. Yeah, man, like that. I think my favourite was I like Rocky 3 and 4. 3 and 4 were brilliant, man. You know what? It's 50-50, you know, what I've been seeing. People, it's hard to believe, like, people's, like, want Ngannou to win. Why don't people like AJ? Like, I don't know, has he done something wrong? I know. I mean, he won us a gold medal, didn't he, in the Olympics? We don't get many of them, mate. No, he's only had a couple of bad nights in his career, though, and he's had some comebacks. But if he gets beat off this fella tonight, yeah, man, right before the VHS, man. Someone was on about Betamax last night, saying that it was, I think it was Brian Cockrell. Yeah, it was Brian Cockrell. Yeah, so he's a little bit older than me, right? Betamaxes would get phased out when we got VHS. I don't even think we had a Betamax. But Brian Cockrell said he could remember getting the Betamax. It was £460, right? It was £460. He said the remote control for this Betamax video, right, had a wire on it. The remote control was connected to the video to the Betamax, so you couldn't it wasn't wireless. Yeah, well, you're gutted though when you only had 3 copies of the best ones, so you had to wait a day or something, didn't you? You had to put your name on the list. It's I remember going. You know what? I don't even remember the first videos that I got. It was the Warriors, the Wanderers, and Lemon Popsicle, mate, and what's it called? Porkies. Yeah, we had a video van. Yeah, we had a video van. The van used to come round. It was like a mobile shop type of thing, but it was the video van. So even better, you only had to walk out your door. Oh, mate, when it's go mental, man. Yes, Aki, hold tight, Aki. What's happening, bro? Just chilling, man. Chilling. I was going to do a quiz, but not enough people turned up, mate. But you know what? The ones that have turned up have stayed because we've just been listening to Jim Smith, and just give him our take on a few things and just rip a nice chain. Which is a good enough reason to stop in the first place, isn't it? See, that's low key. That that is low key. I honestly just can't take you seriously if you keep writing lols. I can't take anything seriously before that. There's David there giving us a fine example of his youth. A good stand-up fella there, our David. Do they all the Scottish act like that, like David? Is that a Scottish thing, like? I'll have to ask the Scottish contingent. Let's have another read of that. I like the send it straight back bit, like, get it out the house now. Well, we like Flavs, and we're just about tolerate nice, you know what I mean? Just he's on the precipice. He's on the precipice. Tony, if well, I am going to watch it. Like, I've watched all them prelims. I watched the Roman Fury, was it? Tyson's younger brother. Did you see him, mate? Exactly the same. It was like it's just like watching Tyson, wasn't it? same stance and everything. Not as tall, like, but exactly the same, like, the same stance and everything in it. I don't know. I can't see him beating AJ. I think AJ should box his loads off, man. Unless it's been set up, I can't see him. He might not knock him out, like, because depends how fit that Ngannou is. I don't know. He'll fight for 15 minutes in the UFC, don't they? But then that's a long 5 minutes, isn't it? Yeah, but then I remembered he put Tyson Fury on his ass, didn't he? Although, I got straight up, didn't he? So I know Tyson can take a punch, but I think this Ngannou, that's not what he's supposed to be. He's well known for his punching, and but boxing and punching and that's totally different to UFC, and it. I don't know how. And got somebody, these ones that have moved over from the UFC where you can do like leg kicks and basically anything, can you? Surely when they're having their first proper boxing fight, they must be tempted to just stick the odd knee in there, you know what I mean, or the odd elbow, just through habit. Oh, you'll have to be nice to him. Like I haven't. Like I stopped asking. You know what I mean? But yeah, they reckon that fight before it should be the main event. It's going to take some getting used to this Saudi thing though, because they're getting everything now, aren't they? It's everything there. Touchman turns to gold. That the Hearns, Eddie Hearn, and that. You don't know how crazy it is, don't you, David? This YouTube, mate. If you're just pretty new to it, you do know that it does you no good at all. Does your brain no good, mate? Just fries your brain. I would just stick to a few channels, mate. Get to know everyone, because it'll just be fried. Then you just become like immune to it. Oh yeah, we were on about it earlier. Trying to do a golf tour. Trying to just entice all the big players, Bit like the Super League, bit like when when they were trying to make that Super League in the football with all the top teams all over the world. Oh, you got something in common. Good old days, man. Yeah, trying to, mate. Trying to, and they will, because you can't blame the top players. They've already won loads of trophies anyway. And the top 10 have already won majors, and they won't stop them playing in the majors. They wouldn't, but there'd be nothing stopping. Like the darts, I mean, the Sky put an end to the. Is it the BDO? You know, the one that used to be on at the lakeside, Frimley Green one, and that was like you look forward to that, didn't you? That was proper darts, that. And they just put an end to that, man. I think it's still there, the BDO, but if you're in there, man, that's a poor man's dart, isn't it? That's where your Ted Hankeys and your is it what do you call Mick Adams or someone, Tony Adams or something, Jerry Adams. But he got it with all the gold out here, Bobby George. Hey, scary about him like Bobby George. Has Ice been zapped again, or has he just gone? Looks like he's being zapped there. Like. Well, he's got spanners and loads of chat, Ice. Loads of them. David might know the Stig. Do you know the Stig? Stiggy. Does he still come in as the Stig now, or just Terry in there? Terry. Not to be confused with Terry Berry, who I've seen flying about as well. Who knows who they are? Terry Berry. Oh, you probably will know Stiggy then. If you're into that side, you know, putting tights over your head and all that. You'll probably know PP as well, you know, PP. They're all big movers, man. I think PP was at flying squad anyway. Quiff, they used to call him in the flying squad, Quiff. Quiffy to his good friends, Quiffy. You won't remember him, David. If you don't know, everyone knows the Stig. You know, if you've been about for a while. I had an XR2i, mate. Everyone talks about them days, man. XR3i, but I think the XR2i just had a bit more. It's just a lovely shape, wasn't it? Lovely shape. Yeah, I think it was the first decent car I got that when I had a bit of money. £5,000 I paid for it. It was white with like blue, you know, the little blue lines around the bumper and all. That was the classic colour, you know what I mean? It was immaculate. Man, I had that car for years. I think I put 100,000 miles on it. I had it for a good few years. The only problem they had, them cars, around the petrol cap, they always went rusty around the petrol cap for some reason. Every one I seen, including mine, was all going rusty around the petrol cap. You know what I'm saying? Yes, brother. What's happening, Dave? Have you got your pajamas on, my kid? Got the old World War II documentary on the old Paisley Jim Jams. Paisley Jim Jams with the Gucci sliders and that. or just the green trackie, standard green trackie. Just on to David here, mate. David knows the score, man. Check 1, 2, coming at you in XR2. Come on, Parky, we man on top non-stop. I think he's just I think he's just let it slip there, like. That's, if that is you, mate, that is one of the funniest ones yet. That, like, you've got too much time on your hands as well. Jog nearly 14, Mike. Did you hear him when you did that? You write a big massive like paragraph of a comment, but you get one of the main words, like you spell it wrong. Just ruins it, man. I know, Dave, I was just milking that there. Jog nearly 14 miles. Mate, it's more than me, right? But like I said, I did 10 mile in my worky boots, and you've probably got worky boots on as well. Yeah, so yeah, you are doing, so it's just quite a bit more than me. And you're jogging. Does your knees in as well, doesn't it? You know, people tell you, right, jogging, although it's good for your cardio, that's not good for your knees, man. It's not good for your knees. You might as well walk. You get the same power walk. Yeah, you know, them mad power walks. Have you seen them in the Olympics? That 50-kilometer walk. You can't really call that a walk, though, can you? Can't call that a walk. It's like it's like a waddle in it. They do that for like 30 miles. All right, Jim. Anyway, what's I'm going to have a look at the boxing in a minute as well and see how far up the card we are. But I have a feeling, from what I was looking at, the top 2 fights won't start before 10 o'clock. I wouldn't. You know the one I mean, don't you? That waddle that they do. You could though, could you really? That could, if you were into your fitness, you could go to work in like a pair of like lycra leggings, you know, like cycling shorts, a little vest, a headband, yeah, wristbands, and worky boots, yeah, and just treat it as like a proper workout. You know what I mean? Little sprints, little like shuttles in between the bins and that. See you in a pair of cycling shorts, Dave, and a wife beater. Respect, man, respect. Picking up the 142 Blackout crew. Coming for you. Skibbity dibbity doo. Pick up the David Williams there. Did do a little, let's have another little look at his rap there. Check 1, 2. Coming at you in the XR2. Come on, Parky, we men. On top non-stop. Genius, that. In the XR2. You should just get a little sticker, David, and put a little I next to that 2. XR2I. I. Well, exactly. And just to top it all off, PP, just to rub it all in, PP is I think he is now. I think he's going to be stripped of his win last week. He's getting stripped of that. He's going to get publicly lambasted by me because he's been in. Not only did he not turn up, but it wasn't because he was busy doing something else. He was on Jim Smith's, being Jim Smith's chat. Like there's a lot of pilgrims in there, you know. A lot of pilgrims in there. We'll have to be having words. Yeah, I forgot about that as well, Dave. That live I did yesterday, I just deleted it, mate, because you know what I mean? I've never really had to do that before, I don't think. You know, where just, I don't know, just tell there was only a handful of people in, but yeah, it's all about timing. I've started drinking Bacardi. Being on the Hingman. Yours was good the other night, like, wasn't it, Dave? You know, when you got PP and Garth on your panel, mate, like I could sit with them too, like, but they're PP and Garth were the stars, weren't they? Like me and you were the side act. But I heard PP saying the next day on that Jason's channel, he said, I went on Smithers last night. He said a moon was on there at Garth. And I don't think that Jason knows. He probably knows my name, but I don't think he knows who I am. So PP goes, yeah, I thought, yeah, because I like Smithers. So I jumped on about 9 o'clock anyway. So I said, oh. Next thing I know, I said, what time is it, lad? He said, I looked, it was 11:30. I said, bloody 2.5 hours. So that was a good thing, you know what I mean? Got to look at that positively. Well, they've moved into the night phase on gyms now. They're going to start slagging people off. Let's have a little listen there. Don't know if you can hear that. I wish he's getting out of here. Oh, that's bad news for Jim's enemies. That. Oh, Deco's gone as well. Here we go. It's quite funny, Gav. Good. Fuck, I was going to go there, but I'm going to have to stay now, aren't I? Fucking hell. Chat's having a little pop at Jerry Helmet. What do you make of that Jerry Helmet, Dave? Like, don't know if you've seen him when he was on that night. Just forget about what was wrote in the chat, though. What did you make of it? If you can remember it. He was the millionaire Bitcoin fella floating about tonight. So it would really be a challenge talking to him tonight, like right now. I don't think I could handle that. Well, as he already done, was that early on, Dave? Might have. He might have got it out of his system, but usually it gets louder. Dave, you twat. I know, yeah, you twat. I'll get the blame for that. He just, see how we just ignored it. He was ignoring me comments all night the other night, right? Because he did it on purpose, I know he did. And it's all jokes, like, but he was definitely ignoring them because I was wanting him to pin a comment and that. I started abusing him and he just ignored them. He read them. What's happening the weekend, Dave? Are you off? Hop your head in. Hop my head in. Hello. Yeah, good win for the Borough, like, right, Dave. I look back on I watched a bit of it back on the TV, and it was all right. The picture. I don't know if you watching it. It was like only the centre of the screen. I don't know. I think it might have been. Where it's black either side. What's that all about? Been there a few times, like Dave. Oakwell, isn't it? Is it Oakwell? Yeah, we've had some good tussles with Barnsley over the years. Like, I bet we played Barnsley more than any other team. I can remember going there a few times, winning as well. I think we went up one season. I think we went up at their ground one season. Like, we needed to win the game. Used to go to all the away games, even. Used to hitchhike at all the away games. Like, so easy, man. Sure, I've got programs from one season from every game, home and away. On Tuesday night, I was trying to, on Wednesday night, when like the away fans, the Norwich fans, and it's a long drive. It's where Norwich is. You have to sort of go inland to go back out, don't you? It's like about 4 hours, about 4 hours from here. So they've had a bad drive. They're like hardcore fans, you know what I mean? They're not getting in till like 3 or 4 in the morning, and they get beat 3-1. But there was probably about 300 of them on the set. I said 1 each or 2, 1-1 or 2-2 in the lead. Chef Wed, yeah. The golf season started as well, Dave. I know the big Arnold Palmer Invitational. It's like this is like the start of the season now. Sky cover the golf all year round, but they know this is where the season starts. It starts getting serious. But man, watching the golf on Sky now is just unbelievable. The camera angles again, the slow modes, and the close-ups are just unbelievable. Like when the Masters is on in a few weeks, you'll never see anything like that. Like the views just look like somebody just painted them. every single shot. Like just playing in that tournament on that course is enough. But imagine winning it or being like in the running to win it Sunday. Yeah, Dave, there's definitely going to be steward's inquiry. You know, I'm going to wrap this up in a minute. Yeah, no, Dave, honest, before you even wrote that there, like I was just saying there, I wasn't doing the quiz out. Well, I had it all set up, like it's still all set up for another time, but yeah, man, really bad that night. There's only 4 of us here now. Shocking. Shocking behaviour, that night. Anyway, Dave, I'll catch you in another chat, right? And everyone else who's been in, yeah. Respect everyone, the mods, Mick, David, Tony. I'll catch you all somewhere in a bit.